Hello everyone, my name is Hector Mendoza. Today we're going to install a ZEROXCLUB HD wireless 7-inch backup camera on my RV. All of this components have antennas. So even if your RV is larger than your average RVs, because of this antenna, you're going to be able to get good connection from the rear of your RV to the back of your, well, actually to your monitor. Okay, so this is the monitor, and I have two options. Actually, I could install both of them. This guy here, and this guy here. Today, what I'm going to do is install this. Now, the manual was kind of hard to read, so I skipped through a bunch of it. I did try to look to see which cable was the ground and which one was the power, and the only thing I could find in real small little diagram, it looks like the black is the actual ground, and then the red's going to be the 12 to 24 volts. I'm hoping that's the case. If the worst thing that'll happen is I'll pop a fuse, then just switch the wires, and then it should work. So in a minute I'm going to get my wife to help me, because once I get up there, it's going to be hard to hold the camera and show you how I'm going to install this. Hopefully these two things here are going to fit up there on my lights, so I will show you that. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to go in here and remove that center light from my RV. So this is what the back of my RV looks like. That's what my RV looks like. All right, so let me get my wife to help me, and then we'll start this installation. So this is what I was talking about a while ago. This is what I'm going to replace. On the sides of each one of these things have some little ticks in them. I'm going to get my screwdriver and wedge between one of those. So if I go right in here and just you see, all I did was just went in here, did this, and this came off. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove these two screws. Now, this uses a square, it's not a Phillips. So let me get my, so this particular one uses that thing right there. Okay, so I'm going to get my drill and remove this. It looks like they've gone in here and put some glue around here to keep it from water coming in there. So I'm gonna have to go in here and just start prying this thing apart, and voila, there you are. So this is what they did to prevent water from coming in here. They put this goop stuff. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fish out this wire. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to so my understanding on the wire, the white should be the ground, and then so that's going to be my black wire, and then this yellow one is going to be my red wire, and then we'll test that out. If that works, then we're good. So the first thing I want to do, give me some pliers. And undo it, right? So nothing's connected right now. So you don't want no power when you're doing this. So if you go in here and uncrimp this thing by going on the opposite way where it's crimped, it opens it up, and then all you have to do is just pull right out of there. Okay, hopefully we can use the same ones. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and temporarily put that that camera here, and okay, so this is the camera that I'm gonna install. Okay, so that thing is gonna go right in here. Temporarily, what I'm gonna do is I want to make sure that everything works before I actually put all the wires inside there. Okay, so I'll put the camera up here temporarily, then I'll go in here and hook up these wires. So my black should go with my white. Okay, so you should always have a variety pack of wire nuts if you're doing electrical stuff. So fortunately I had some in my RV. So this is for like 20 gauge. Okay, so even though there's a 20 gauge, there's a bunch of wires connected to each other. So I'm going to use more like an 18 gauge wire nut. That way I can put all of them together. So let's see if this works this time. Again, my black is going to go with my whites. That's working a lot better. My red is going to go with my yellow and white wires. Okay, and we're gonna secure it better once I know this works. Okay, the next thing. Okay, follow me, please. So I've already hooked everything together to save time. So all we're gonna do is hook this up to my truck, and well, first we got to make sure that this thing is connected. So okay, first of all, you got to make sure that the connection to your truck is connected. So when I turn my lights on, those lights will come on. So let's see if this will work. So I'm going to connect my connection here. Okay. So I'm going to turn on my lights. So this light is on. This light is on. So that means that backlight should be on, right? Now let's see if I did this correct. Oh, let me get my camera here. Or so when I hook this up, there we go. It worked. See, right now I just temporarily have it there. So I am going to move it around. Okay, just keep an eye on that, listener. Okay, until we get moved.
Yeah, it moved. Yes.
Okay. So that's how simple it is. Now we're gonna hook everything together. So I'm still gonna use the same wire nuts. I'm just gonna put tape around there to secure, so that if we ever have to fish it out, those wire nuts don't come apart on us. So let's go ahead and do that. So guys, what I like doing, instead of putting my tape and then working around this thing, I always cut myself a little piece of tape. Get another one. Okay, so now I'm gonna get this first one, and I'm gonna secure it real good. I'm gonna pull on it so that it binds together real good. I'm going around the wires and then around the cap, okay? That'll help it. If I pull on it, it should help it from it falling apart. Here's my other one. So you see what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna wrap this thing around here. That way, if I fish it out, this thing does not come apart on us. Okay, now I'm gonna stick everything inside here. Fits. Okay. And so it looks like this is going to fit in here. So one thing I want to do, make sure that I loop this to the back of it. Oops, wrong way. No, that's right. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this apart in a minute, and then I'm going to have to go in here and connect those wires together, and that's all there to it. All right guys, what I decided to do is cut this off a little bit smaller because it was way too long, and I went ahead and redid this part. So I'm a little concerned about that big hole right there. So I went ahead and purchased some items that will probably help me on this area. So I bought me some flex tape, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that to the size of my mounting bracket. First, I'm going to put this flex seal on. That's a one-sided tape. It's going to go right like this first. I'm also going to put some tape right there to double secure it. So what I'm going to do, there's this tape. I'm going to go in here and secure that hole first, okay, and then I'll place all that other stuff on top of that. Now when I fish this through here, look right here, you know, you want a pretty tight seal. Okay, so this is going to go right in here. Now the last thing I'm going to do is put those screws in there. So my trailer is off a little bit. So I jacked up this thing a little bit, right? Now, check. Oh, that's good. Now it's centered, or well, level. That I know that my trailer is level, I I want to make sure this is level, so everything's, you know, when I install everything, I always wanted to make sure it's level. I don't care what I install, I always do that. So right now looks like we're level, so let me go ahead and start tightening this thing up. Okay, that's good. Now all I gotta do is put that bracket and we'll be good to go. And the last thing I'll do is I'm gonna seal around this area with some clear caulking. So one of the last things I want to do is I want to make sure that this connection, these two things connect to each other. I'm taping it to make sure it's watertight. I don't want any kind of corrosion going on. I want this thing to last forever. So I'm taping this out. Another reason I'm doing this is if I have to fish this piece of wire out, I don't want it falling apart, because that plug it disconnects real easy. So this way, if I need to fish it out, I won't have to worry about it. Okay, so all I'm doing is putting black tape to secure it together. Now, I'm going to push this inside there. It's not going to let me, that's okay. I'm just going to let it hang out. But it's all secured. So I'm just going to tape this. All right, Houston, we got a problem. The problem is, the way they have this thing, the only way that this will work if this thing is pointing down. So I didn't like the view. I want to see the vehicles from far away. So this thing has to be like that. And the way this thing is designed, it's not made for it to be like that. So this is the solution that I had. I went to the store and found this brackets. So I'm gonna put this bracket like this. I'm gonna extend it, and then I'll be able to tilt it any way I want. So I'll show you the final results. All right, so this is what the outcome, and I love it. Worked perfect. I'll probably paint it at a later time, but this is actually working real good. There you go, guys. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build a thing right here that'll be at this angle where it doesn't move. It'll be a board, and then I will mount that board right like that, so that this thing will sit up probably just like that. But that's what's the final outcome, guys. Thank you for watching my video. Well, my neighbor hasn't set his up today, or he hasn't done it yet. He's had it for a couple of years, for a year, and we're gonna see if we can get his going. So he got a real nice RV. This is nice. When I grow up, I'm gonna be like this guy right here. It should have a power button somewhere. There it goes. Let's see if it comes on. There you go.
My gosh, look at that.
That's all we had to do. Just that it's dark.
Yeah, and all I have to do is adjust it back or the back, right?
Exactly, exactly.
Because it's looking